All right, what's the deal, y'all? This your man King Eric, the media assassin, coming at y'all with another video. So I was sitting here watching the biography that A&E had on Stone Cold Steve Austin, and this is what motivated me to do this video here. And I want to talk about what really caused the demise of the Hart Foundation. Now, people want to say it was a screw job, but to me, it goes deeper than that. Y'all want to know where this goes? This goes back to August 5th, 1997 at SummerSlam. What match that caused it? Owen Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's think about it. Let's go back to 1997. Anybody that knew about that era would tell you. Stone Cold was getting pushed to be the next guy. I mean, the t-shirts was selling like crap. The Austin, because Stone Cold said so, VHS tape did 1 million sales. Stone Cold was groomed to be that guy. He was getting red hot reactions everywhere he went. Owen Hart and the Hart Foundation were the perfect catalyst to this. And the match itself was going to be a classic just by how Austin and Owen not only knew how to tell the story, but worked alone. So you go to the match. The match was red hot. The crowd was heavily invested in it. The stipulation alone made it believe clear that Stone Cold was going to win. I knew Stone Cold was going to win because we all know Stone Cold wasn't going to kiss Owen Hart's ass on national TV because that was the match stipulation. But nevertheless, I knew it was going to be a dope match. So it was a back and forth. It had a great mixture of brawling, wrestling. Then they did a pile driver spot for which Stone Cold even said himself many times that it was very odd, considering that it's not really a part of Owen's specialty. Owen wanted to do a tombstone pile driver. Stone Cold asked him, are you going to drop on your knees or are you going to drop on your ass? Because in his mind, he wants to be protected. Because The Undertaker, if you really look at him, he drops on his knees. Owen told him, I'm going to drop on my ass. And Stone Cold figured that was weird, but since Owen is a Hart, he wasn't too concerned because, he's a professional. So they set up the tombstone spot. And instead of Owen dropping on his knees, he literally dropped Stone Cold square on his head. And I remember watching it that night. I was like, hold up, man. That's a delayed reaction. Something wrong. Like, he ain't even moving. So now to make it even worse, Stone Cold had to win. And we didn't know if his neck was broke or he was even paralyzed in the ring. I was thinking, damn, yo, this could be a Magnum TA situation all over again. It was a bad look all the way around, but luckily Stone Cold, he mustered enough strength, I don't know how he did it, to roll Owen up and get the W, but the concern was alarming. Because see, now Stone Cold was still IC champ and the crowd was left happy, but there was big concern, though. It was big concern backstage. How bad was this injury? And this was the guy that the company was pushing to get them back to the top of the mountain. So we don't know where he going with it. Interesting enough, later on that night, Bret Hart wins his 5th heavyweight title. And you could tell that things would change his sense for the Hart Foundation. Because you would think Bret winning the title, Davey Boy and Anvil had the tag belts. This was going to be considered the crowning pinnacle for the Hart Foundation. But, in reality, it ended up being the beginning of the end. Because think about it. From that night forward, look at how the Harts were booked later on, including Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman died like a month later. But they even had him wearing the dress and all that shit. But look how things changed later on since that night. The British Bulldog lost his European title in a humiliating fashion in his own country to Shawn Michaels. Then, this was alarming to me, you had Bret Hart, who was the champion. He got demoted. He wasn't headlining no pay-per-views or no Raws. He was in mid-card feuds with the Patriot and Vader throughout that whole fall. While you had Shawn Michaels, who didn't even have a title. Before he won the European title, he was headlining pay-per-views against The Undertaker like he's the main event. Because usually, the title, the champion, closes the shows. Shawn Michaels was closing the shows. Then, to make it even worse, DX came in and took a lot of their heel heat. And that left Bret Hart and them stuck. Stuck with nothing, as he said. But see, what also didn't help Bret's case was Bret was also very vocal about the direction the company was taking. It was very more edgy. It was more graphic. It was more sex oriented. It was more violent. Bret didn't really like that. But that, in their mind, that gave them a good reason in their mind to justify getting Bret out the paint. Because, number one, your brother already damn near crippled our next potential rising star. Now, in Vince's mind, you going to publicly bash my company direction? So, look at how things was booked on Survivor Series. Owen loses the belt in under 5 minutes. He lost the belt in under 5 minutes. Then you had the British Bulldog and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. They was in the lower mid card. They was a part of this. They was going against Team Vader, Team USA, which was Vader, Goldust, and Mark Merrill and Steve Blackman. Lowered the mid card. Then, of course, we know what happened with the Montreal Screwjob. We ain't gonna get into that, but that right there, that spelt the end of the Hart Foundation right there. And you know, Pillman had passed a month prior. So everything traces back to Owen Hart almost paralyzing Steve Austin. Like, you damn near crippled the moneymaker right there. Because if you really look at how Stone Cold put the cape on his back, he saved that company. He single-handedly saved that company. His energy was built off that. The Rock came through. Triple H came through as his own man. The Undertaker came through as a supporting cast. Mick Foley started coming on his own. Ken Shamrock started coming on his own. Everybody started following Steve's new momentum. And look where the company at now. Still alive and well. But had that night would have happened, it would have been over. But let me know what you guys think. This is King Eric signing out. Holla.